Color is really important in pattern design because so much of what a pattern is trying to convey is portrayed by its color. And there's a lot about a pattern that's meant to grab attention, and color helps with that, or to be really subtle, such as if you're designing the pattern for wallpaper or carpet or something like that that's supposed to kind of melt into the background. It's really important to choose proper color. And if you've ever seen the same pattern repeated in different types of color palettes, then you know that it can really change the mood of the pattern overall. So we want to select a nice color palette for our pattern. So I've just gone to color.adobe.com, and from here I'm just going to go ahead and find a color palette that I like. There's lots of ways to do this. You can use the different options along the side to change what type of color palette you're getting. And you can drag the bubbles around to change it. There's lots of different ways that you can do this, but I really just like to use the Explore tab and see what other people have already made. Since we're going for a very vintage feel, I'm going to search retro and see what I get. You can search whatever kind of a feel you're going for. And there's a lot of different types of options that you get here. So let's go ahead and look at these. You tap on them to see them larger. I do like this one quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that. You can screenshot on the iPad different ways depending on which iPad you have. But one of the easiest ways is to just use the Apple Pencil. So you can just go down to one of the bottom corners of your screen and then drag up to the center of the screen. And that will take a screenshot and launch you into markup mode. So that's probably the easiest way to do it if you have an Apple Pencil. All I want to do here is crop down to just the colors here. I'll get rid of the tools here for a second. I'm going to crop down to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tap this and choose Save to Files. I'll just save that on my iPad. I'll just call it Retro Colors. Save it. It'll take a moment to save. And then once it's saved, we can go ahead and hit done and delete the screenshot. And now that we're back in Designer, we can go ahead and bring that image in. So we'll just go up to the document menu and choose Place Image. Choose Import from Cloud because that's the way to get to the file system. Go to Locations on my iPad and choose Retro Colors. Then it will say drag to place your image. Just drag this out here on the side. Now we have our colors, and this will make it easy to make a new color palette using the eyedropper tool. So let's go ahead and go to our Colors Studio. Top right corner on the color dot will open up the Color Studio, and then we're going to go to Swatches down at the bottom, and then we can make a new palette. So we're just going to go to our menu in the top right corner of the studio, and we're going to choose Add Application Palette. If you add an application palette, that will let you use this color palette any place within this application, even different documents. So first we'll click Add Application Palette. It's currently unnamed, so let's tap on the menu again and choose Rename Palette, and we'll call this Bright Retro. Now we want to get each of these colors. So grabbing the eyedropper tool next to the dot, we'll just drag over, get the first one. Then tap on the circle to add it to the fill. Then from the menu, choose Add Current Fill to Palette. And we just repeat that for each color. And just like that, we have a nice, oops, we missed the yellow one. Let's get the yellow one again. Okay, now somehow we got two blues. So we'll just hold down on that light blue and hit delete. So are you sure? And we'll say yes. And so now we have 5 colors in our palette that we can use to create our pattern, and this will help us to create something that looks really nice together. So you can add as many color palettes as you want, and if this palette doesn't work once we've created our pattern, we can always add another color palette later. So that's it for this video on setting up the color palette. In the next video, we're going to talk about creating the artwork that you will use in your pattern.